Portland Wrestling, celebrating 100 years of professional wrestling in the Northwest.
Here at the Portland Sports Arena, the house of action. Rip Oliver is ready, but I don't see the grappler. Where's the grappler? Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, this next event will be one fall to a finish. Introducing in this corner, 248 pounds, the king of the log truck drivers, Rip Oliver.
Did you ever think you'd hear a crowd cheer for Rip Oliver? Man, they've been doing it the past couple of 3 weeks.
Don Owens, last week the deal was Barry Owens said he'd give me the match tonight. All the wrestlers be escorted out of this building where there won't be no interference. Grappler and myself right here, and I'm going to do just what I promised all these people I was going to do. I'm going to kick some butt.
All right, Rip Oliver telling it like it is, and that's right. That was the stipulation. All the other wrestlers.
Last Saturday night, Barry Owens said he'd give me the match. The match was signed. All the wrestlers escorted out of the building, completely out of the building, locked out where they can't get back in, and it's just Grappler and myself. So Grappler, get out here.
That's right. All the other wrestlers have to be taken from the building.
Okay, tell the security guards to get everybody out of the building.
All right, now let's make sure that this
Some of you
happens.
go out front, some of them out the other way.
We're going to swing our cameras around here and see if we can get a shot of the wrestlers being escorted from the building. And boy, it'd be impossible to count everybody, but there they go. Well, that looks like the crowd leaving the building, but somewhere in there we've got wrestlers that are going to be escorted outside the building, I think out into the parking lot. That was one of the things
Come
that
on
Rip
out,
Oliver
Grappler, let's get going.
insisted upon. No interference in this match. This is more than a grudge match.
Grappler, you can run it high, but it's just me and you tonight, Daddy.
There's Al Madrill. There's Brian Adams. Not looking too happy, but they are leaving the building. There's Scotty the Body. And he was the one that said, "Oh, I'm not going to leave." Oh, there he goes. So long, Snot. They're all going outside into the parking lot. Looks like they're all there. Now, where is the grappler? We're still awaiting. Did the grappler?
That's right, Grappler. Come right on here, buddy. I got something your daddy should have given you a long time ago.
Here he comes. Here comes the grappler. Left hand and wrist bandage.
And approaching the ring, 252 pounds, is the grappler.
Well, he's approaching very cautiously right now. A lot of apprehension. Oh, here comes Rip Oliver. And so much for caution. There goes a body slam. Look out, on the floor. Holy mackerel, Rip Oliver wasting no time. Don Owen got out of there. Boy, that was smart. This thing is underway right now. There's a grudge match. Look out, look out, look out. Boy, Don better watch himself out there. And Rip Oliver has got the grappler where he wants him, on his knees, begging for mercy. A hard fight. There's that thumb, that bandaged thumb of Rip Oliver's going to work into the throat of the grappler. And now the grappler being jammed face first into the turnbuckle, into the ropes he goes. A clothesline. Man, I tell you, Rip Oliver fighting this one for his family. There's a lot of family pride, family blood in this one, and he's fighting this one for the loggers of the Northwest, because the grappler has, man, he's put everybody down. When he gets going, that mouth of his gets going, and there's hardly anybody that escapes, except people the likes of Brian Adams and Al Madrill, people like that. There's Rip Oliver popping the grappler on top of the head. There's another hard shot, and the grappler's down on his back. Man, I tell you, this is not going to be pretty. This is not going to be pretty at all. There's no love lost and a whole lot of bad blood between these two right here. As Rip the crippler going, he's just choking the grappler. And now he gets an eye full of one of his fingers or palm of the hand from the grappler, and now the grappler, the heart jab, another hard jab, and the crippler is hurting right now. I think he's been blinded by that shot right in the eyes. There he goes into the ropes, and a hard clothesline by the grappler, and Rip is down, and now the grappler is choking Oliver. And I tell you, this thing's going to be going back and forth. I have a feeling this will be a fight to the finish, but at least there will be no interference, because everybody else, all the other wrestlers, are outside. And now the grappler, as the tables are turning now, the grappler with the momentum going in his favor. A body slam on Rip Oliver, and now the elbow drop across the chest or across the throat, hard to tell. And the crippler kicks out to the delight of the crowd. Man, I tell you, these fans in here, they are 100% behind Rip the Crippler. I thought I'd never say that, but boy, they are. They have no use for somebody like the grappler. Oh, and as the grappler throws Rip Oliver face first into that iron post. Now, Rip did get his arms up there to block that, but he still caught part of it with his forehead. And now the grappler just bent. He's closing in. He is moving in hard and fast now. And he just took a right hand from the crippler. Yes, sir, and that rocked the grappler. The grappler comes back with a right hand of his own. The grappler face first goes Rip the crippler into the apron of the ring. And now these men going at it tooth and nail. Look out, look out. Oh, man, it's the grappler going shoulder first into that iron post. I'm telling you, that post wins every single time. And here comes Rip Oliver getting into the ring. And the grappler on his knees again, begging for some mercy. Now, come on, Rip. Can't we be some friends? I really do like the loggers. I like those spotted owls. I like everything. But I don't like that jab. No, I don't like that. And there's a right hand by Rip Crippler. And the crippler going at it now. He's going to bite him. He's biting the grappler. Where's I don't know, on the face or the neck or something. And Rip the crippler, well, he better break. And he does. The forearm smash across the chest of the grappler. As Rip Oliver, a hard chop, another hard smash. And the grappler staggered. He staggered out of the ring. He's on his feet, though. And where's he going? The grappler heading back towards the dressing room. And Rip Oliver slams him into the guardrail. He slammed him into the guardrail. Now he's taking him back towards the ring. Throws him into the ring. There is no way that Rip the crippler wants the grappler anywhere else but right in the middle of the ring. He doesn't want the grappler trying to go back towards the dressing room or out towards the parking lot where all of his other buddies are. As the grappler slithers out of the ring like Jonathan Boyd's python. And now the grappler is going to jog back towards the dressing room, and he is met back there. Before he can even get to the stairs, he's met by Rip Oliver, and Oliver, a hard right hand, staggers the grappler, another right hand, and they're fighting back now towards the ring, and he slams the grappler face first into a chair. Oh, and now he slams him into the iron post, and the grappler is looking a little groggy out there. His eyes are glassy as he rolls into the ring and then slithers back out again. There is no way the grappler wants to be in there with Rip Oliver. Rip Oliver, too much fire in Oliver's eyes. Yes, sir. The grappler knows that he's getting the worst of it right now. And if he stays in there with Rip the crippler, things are not going to bode too well for the grappler unless he does something like that, throwing Oliver shoulder first again into the iron post. And now grappler, what's he doing? He's reaching down into his boot. He pulled something out of his boot. What's he got there? Brass knuckles? Yeah, he's got some brass knuckles he pulled out of his boot. Well, this is an anything goes match. Anything's going right now. As he's got those brass knuckles, and he brings them down across the back of the head of Rip Oliver, and Oliver is hurting now. He's definitely hurting. Those weren't brass knuckles. Those are handcuffs. Those are handcuffs, and now he's going to handcuff Oliver. He's going to handcuff him to the ring. He's got him handcuffed to the turnbuckle bar, and now he's just flailing away on Rip Oliver. I can't imagine wait a minute. Here comes Larry Oliver. That's Rip's son. Larry Oliver is in there coming to the aid of his dad, but now he's saying, wait a minute, he's just a kid. Just a kid, Grappler, for crying out loud. Come on, take it. He chopped Larry right in the throat, and now Larry, and that's not a thing Rip Oliver can do. First, the Grappler attacks Rip Oliver's brother, and now he's attacking his son in the ring. And his son is not a wrestler. He's been a football player for Oregon City High School, but man, he's not a wrestler. And the Grappler doesn't care. He doesn't have any heart. He doesn't care at all. He's got more handcuffs in those boots of his. Well, he's reaching for something in there. And he just laid one on Sandy Barr, the referee. And now he's still attacking Larry Oliver, the son of Rip Oliver, and there's not a thing Rip can do because he is handcuffed to the ring. Oh, no. The Grappler's got that chemical stuff. He's going to burst open that chemical container, and he's going to try to spit it into the eyes of Larry Oliver. And, oh, no, come on. No, he can't punch it. Now, referee Sandy Barr Comes up behind Grappler. All right, trying to restore some kind of law and order. There is no way that Sandy Barr wants to see the Grappler spit that kind of stuff in the face of Larry Oliver. Now we've got security people in there. We've got to restore some kind of law and order.
So how you doing, Len?
Good, sir. How you been?
Oh, I've been good. And I noticed your name's changed to Edward. Is that your true name or?
My real name is Edward Lynn Denton. For some reason, I don't know, whenever they started the internet business and they first put me on there, put me in as Lynn Denton, L-E-N. That's not how you spell my name, but it's been on so much, I don't even change it anymore. You know?
Yeah.
So
Well,
just,
I was
yeah.
looking, let me get over here to your, everybody's got a Wikipedia page.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right now I'm on WCW, your friend, Jeff's site. Oh, here we are. Yeah, they did spell your name wrong. That's the proper way of spelling it. Lynn, correct?
It's correct. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get that. Come on. Trying to get this thing to cooperate. I guess I have to stop sharing.
There it is.
Go back. Oh, you see it now?
I see me and you both on there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not what I was doing. There we go.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I guess since they misspelt it, I guess you go by Len.
Most of the time, because it's all over everywhere.
Internet. So, but when you come down to your birth name, they get it correct. They better.
I believe so.
Yeah. So, I was looking on here. You're not much older than me.
Is that right?
Yeah, it says you're 66. I'm 63.
66, yeah. I'll be 67 in August. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you got a birthday in August too, huh?
In August, 25th, yeah.
Oh, mine's the 14th.
Gotcha.
So we're both Leos, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm just getting into the Virgo thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever that means. Yeah. I never followed astrology.
Me either, brother. Me either.
Yeah, I think it was kind of silly anyway. But yeah, it looks like you got your start back in 1977.
Yeah.
But they don't show who trained you.
There was a guy, and he never was like a national star or anything. I mean, he wrestled a lot of places, but his name was Joe Pizzatola was his last name. But he wrestled as Flying Joe Pizza. He wrestled as a German. He wrestled as all kinds of. He was a good friend of. If you ever heard of the referee and wrestler Nick Kozak.
Sounds familiar.
Nick Kozak was Jerry Kozak's brother, who promoted out in Amarillo with the Funks.
Oh, okay.
And so Nick was Nick's a hell of a nice guy, but Nick, he was buddies of him, and Joe had the wrestling school that I ended up going to, and Nick got me and Gary Young booked in Amarillo, our first territory for the Funks. Of course, that didn't pan out too good for me because I was there like one day and they fired me and gave me a 2-week notice and said, "You're too small, man. 187 pounds." You know, I'm in the dressing room at TV with Abdullah the Butcher, Sweet Hanson 360. Abdullah, I don't know what he weighed. Okay. I mean, like, there's 4 or 5 guys, all of them's over 300 pounds, and I'm 187 pounds.
Wow.
So it was a big man sport, but so I what happened was the guy gave me the booker. I'm trying to think of his name. He wrestled with a hood, and I'll think of him in a minute. Anyway, he gave me old timer Art Nelson, and Art Nelson gave me my notice, but he had me refereeing and different stuff, you know. And so what happened was, you know, I went ahead and did my time, my 2 weeks, and I was on the way. My last show was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they came to me and said, "Hey, look, we want you to drive Abdullah there." You know, so I'm driving, he's in the back seat, you know, and we stop at the buffet, let him eat. So I'm like Mrs. Daisy with with Abdul the Butcher, you know. So we get to Albuquerque, and I'm telling him my sad story. Oh baby, I hope something works out for you. On the way back, blowed the motor up my car. So now I got into business, spent everything I had to get trained, got a car, and then got to Amarillo, got my notice, and blowed the motor up on the way home or on my last show. And so, I mean, it was just chugging. I don't know how we made it into Amarillo, but I made it in, you know. And Abdullah told me, of all people, he said, hey, here's what you do. He said, write a letter to Dory Funk, you know, who was the world champion at the time, you know, and plus he owned Amarillo, him and brother Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Said, write a letter to Dory and seal it and give it to him before you leave. And he said, thank them for all, you know, for giving you a chance. And if there's anything they can do, please help me, you know. And so I did that, and I got the motor. I had to borrow $1,000 from my dad back then, which is, he should have heard that story. Promised him I'll pay him back, which I did. And then I was there like 3 or 4 days waiting for them to finish fixing the car. And I called, and I had already gave the letter to the office to give to Dory. And when I called my dad to tell him, you don't want to pay phone because we didn't have cell phones back then. So when I called my dad, he goes, hey man, look, you need to get your butt home and get ready because Dory Funk Jr. called here yesterday and said you're booked in Louisiana for Bill Watts in 2 weeks. And so that's how that happened. And then I went home, I got everything together, and I went to, you know, well, at that time it wasn't called Mid-South because Bill Watts owned the Oklahoma territory, and then Leroy McGurk had the Louisiana part of it, right? He had Oklahoma, and Watts had Louisiana. That's what it was. And so Bill later on took over the whole territory, and they named it Mid-South. But I went there from Amarillo, and started working out and got bigger and moved there from there to Florida and learned how to work more. From there to Florida. From there on, I went to Georgia, and then it just the stories, you know, the story after that just went on and on and on. I've been doing it my whole life since then.
Wow, that's pretty much accomplishment. Now, in 1987, I believe you came to the Oregon Northwest Territory, correct?
Yes, I was in working for World Class, and I'd been there about a year. And it was time, you know, about time for me to go. I was a Texas champion, and we switched the belt back and said, Lenny, you've been here a while. It's time for you to move on. I said, okay. And so, that's when Vince was just starting to take over everything, you know, all the territories. Vince McMahon. And then while he was making his big move on everybody. And then Rip Oliver was like the main guy in Portland for Don Owens. But me and Rip have been partners in Florida, tagged up and been tag team champions and all kinds of stuff. We're good friends. And he knew that I booked for Harley Race and Bob Geigel in Kansas City. And he called me and said, hey, you know, Don's needing a booker, and I've recommended you. And he said, it's a good place to work. I've been there a long time. And so me and Don Owens finally worked out the money. It took forever because he's a hard-headed old fart. And we finally got the money ironed out, and then that's how I got my chance to come to Portland and come in as the booker. I was the first legitimate booker Don Owens really ever had, and the only one.
Right. So for the longest time, you wrestled under a mask, right?
Oh yeah, I wrestled with a hood. And all over the place, and that was mainly my main thing as the grappler. Now, one time we were in Tennessee, Jimmy Hart managed us as the grapplers, me and Tony Anthony. And then we ended up getting fired. Well, I ended up getting us fired from there because they wanted me to pull the hood off, and I told them, no, I'm not doing it. And they, well, we'll cover you with a towel. And I go, no, you know what, brother? No, you're not killing my career because of one match you want to book on Monday night in Memphis. And so they said, well, then you got your notice. I said, well, good, give me my check. And so we left. We ended up going to, I think it was Southwest for the Blanchards, worked as the grapplers for about a year. And then Jimmy Hart called me and said, hey, well, I got a great idea. But they want to bring you guys back into Memphis, but make you the Dirty White Boys. And that's how me and Tony, Jimmy Hart thought of all that. He come up with the video and the whole thing. We did the video, shot the video behind Sun Records in Memphis. It was in the alleyway, right? And Tony, he's never ridden a Harley. I've never ridden a Harley. We had that Harley Davidson. The Harley didn't even run. We just took pictures. They just filmed us sitting on it, you know. Anyway, and played the song, The Dirty White Boys, and we had the fancy looking old 32 coupe and all. It was a cool video, but I look back at it and I gotta laugh my ass off. I can't. It looks so hokey.
Greatest wrestling professional manager in the world today, and why am I? I'll tell you why, because I'm bringing in the greatest professional wrestlers in this area all over the world. But I've outdone myself this time, baby. Right now, I'd like to introduce to you Jimmy Hart's Dirty White Boys!
Really?
Yeah.
And so when was, I know we'll get back to the Northwest here in a minute, but
Yeah.
you also worked with Jim Cornette.
Yeah, when I first went to Memphis, they had Cornette managing us and Jimmy Hart at the same time. Now, I never did understand that, you know, because so then they heard me do an interview and they said, well, he don't need a manager. So
He's his own guy.
I didn't have a manager after that. They moved them on and I did my own talking. You know, so I don't know what, that was just, everybody in Memphis got hooked up with Jimmy, either one of the Jimmys, Cornette or Hart, you know.
Right.
Because most of the guys, they couldn't rap that good. I mean, if they come in, they could talk, then they singled them out by themselves, you know.
Right.
So that's what happened with us.
Oh, that is great. Now, I saw a couple of matches. I've got, excuse me, I got Rich Patterson's hard drive with all the old matches from Portland.
Yeah.
The Portland. And there's a lot of stuff that they went to a commercial, and a lot of the really good stuff was during the commercial.
Oh,
like
I
with
know.
Billy Jack. Were you there when Billy Jack was jumped by Rip Oliver as Santa Claus?
No, I wasn't there, but I've seen the video of it.
Yeah, all I saw was
pretty
the
cool.
aftermath because they came back from a commercial, and
Right.
and I just watched the one where Rip Oliver broke the trophy.
Oh, yeah.
That got on there. See, I'm trying to find all the memorable
Yeah.
and I know you hooked up a lot with Roddy Piper.
Yeah, you know, one spot on the Crow's Nest there, I just seen a guy show me. I was over at the WrestleMania this last weekend, you know, over there in Las Vegas, you know, with the WrestleCon.
Uh-huh.
And a guy come up and showed me, said, look at this video, and showed me when Piper came up in the Crow's Nest with the fire extinguisher on me and John Nord, you know. The
Right, I
Barbarian.
saw that last week, yeah.
Dude, people don't know. You know, I actually didn't know either. I don't know if Piper knew. I don't think he knew either. But when that powder, when powder shoots out of that thing, it takes all of your oxygen out of your body. It kills all the oxygen. Brother, we couldn't. I mean, we were about passed out. I got Johnny. We finally got away from that big smoke. It was like a cloud. Yeah. Me and him both ran straight out the front door of the sports arena and threw up.
Come on, this is interview. Wait a minute. Prescott, You like to talk about Roddy Piper? I'll tell you what, you got a big mouth, but I don't know if you got any guts. Why don't you team up with Roddy Piper as a wrestler and take on me and the big man here? If you
Me and Piper take
Yeah,
him?
if you got so much guts, hot shot. But I know you didn't have none, so shut up while I'm doing the talking. Hey, Carl Styles has talked to Don Owens, and now my mask is on the line. If it comes off, it stays off for good. Well, I'll tell you something, Styles, you one-eyed idiot. You listen to this right here. Buddy, if you want to shot this mask, why don't you be a man and next Saturday night, put that hair of yours on the line, boy? Huh? Wait a minute. Hold it. Hey, let's say hold it. I don't want him up there. I'm liable to hit him and end up in jail again. And I don't like you because you're associated with Roddy Piper. Well, wait a minute. Hang on a second, Bill. You're going to really appreciate this. Grappler, we've got a film clip from a couple of weeks ago with Roddy Piper and a fire extinguisher and involving you and Mr. Nord here. And I want to show this film clip, and then maybe we'll have something to say about this. So Bill, watch this. This is going to be good. Let's roll that film clip. Roddy Piper. And don't you think you guys are throwing just a little bit overboard? Hey, wait a minute. Hold it. Come on. Rex. Holy mackerel. Rex King is hurt out there. Hey, let's beat a weasel before the same thing happens to you. I'm telling you right now, Peacock, you got people chasing me all over the Northwest trying to get my picture. I don't know who you think you are, but I'll tell you one thing. I didn't start this. Back up right now, boy. Back up right now, stand up. This is our TV time, Jack. You started. Why didn't you talk to him? Talk to him. All right, Roddy Piper. Roddy? You want to talk to these men, Roddy? Hey, Piper, you got a problem, boy? Hey, there's your tag team partner, Mr. Bill Peacock. Why don't y'all team up and wrestle me and the Barbarian? It's time for you to go sit down. You boys obviously aren't playing any games here, and I see you come up, and I quit fighting, you see. I don't fight no more. I see you coming up here and pushing around disc jockeys and pushing around little women I saw Rose with, and I think... Listen, Star, you're out of your beat now, pal. You're out of your beat neck. Now listen, pretty boy. Listen! Come on, pretty boy! Oh, hold it! Back! What is going on here? Roddy Piper exploding in the crow's nest against Barbarian, the grappler. We have complete mayhem, pandemonium up here in the crow's nest. Stay away, everybody! Stay away! Get back! Get back! Roddy Piper and the Barbarian fighting out into the crowd. The grappler is over here in the crow's nest. Can we get it? The Barbarian and Piper fighting into the crowd. Piper going through the crowd. The Barbarian kicking on him. I don't know where Piper's going now. The Barbarian is back up here with the grappler. There's some kind of powder. There's something more, man. Same thing. It's gonna happen. What's going on here? I can't even see. I can't even see. Roddy Piper with a fire extinguisher. Oh my gosh, look at this. Piper attacking the Barbarian. I can't breathe. I can't even see up here. Roddy Piper attacked the Barbarian with that fire extinguisher. I think we've been... Oh, my word. Let's just keep it...
We
'cause
didn't expect that to happen. And John Owens actually got a lawsuit over it too.
oh,
Because the
no.
lady that choked, she got choked real bad because the fans were standing right up next to the crow's nest and watch what happens, from the crowd. And it choked the hell out of her, and she sued Don and all kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
no,
happened.
because
Yeah.
there's just on one part of the crow's nest, there's just nothing but chicken wire.
Chicken wire, that's what it was. On the side where the fans were from the crowd, there wasn't nothing. It was wide open, just a rail.
Behind the desk, behind
the desk, it was just a rail, yeah.
yeah.
And all that
I've seen
stuff
wrestlers jump that rail.
Well, I'll tell you what I did one time. I come up with this great idea. Remember whenever I made fun of Billy Jack's dad in the wheelchair and said 3 blind mice and all that stuff? Well, Billy come out and we got into it. And I told Billy, I'm going to go over the rail out in the fans and let's fight all the way around the building by the beer garden in the back. Nobody ever does that. What a stupid idea that was, okay? Because once I got out there, all the fans go, hey, and we're taking 3 pot shots. I must have got hit 10 times. I said, what? I was trying to get my, they were beating the hell out of me. What a mistake that was.
Mr. Haynes, we just had something happen up here that I've never seen the likes of before. We are awaiting word from the hospital regarding Carl Stiles, and it's a shame that something like this has to happen on a very special night for you, a very special night for your son. Billy Jack Haynes has announced his retirement, and what an emotional night this is, and what a night this must be for you. I've got to ask you, sir, as we talk about Billy, we talk about Carl Stiles going back to the hospital, being blinded now. He's blinded in his good eye, which the man is totally blind right now. What has to be going through his head? What has to be going through his mind now as he lays in that hospital awaiting treatment?
It's got to be pretty terrible, I'll tell you that. I mean, to be totally blind is not, you can get used to it, but not all of a sudden like that. It's got to be terrible, yes.
In just a matter of seconds, he was totally blinded up here. As the grappler had this box up here with some kind of chemical, some kind of dye, and he rubbed it right into the eye, the left eye of Carl Stiles. And as you say, a man who is totally blinded just within seconds like that, that has to be, oh man, that has to be an emotional shock, a shock wave through his entire body. Hold on here. This is his interview.
All the tears up. What's Billy Jack Haynes, this old man, doing out here? All I got to say about Carl Stiles is this right here. 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice. See how they run. See how they run. That's what I think about Carl Stiles. I could care less. It's like this right here. Your son's a quitter, old man. He's got a fat brother with 4 eyes and a fat niece. As far as I'm concerned, you're a nobody too. I could care less about you. All right? Why don't you get off of here, boy? Because I don't care about you or Carl Stiles. Stiles, I'm glad you're through, boy. Get this old man out of here. Get him out of here right now. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take this hat away from you, old man. You hit the road and you quit just like your son did. Hey, come here. You, get him out of here. This is my interview. Get your old man out of here before I do something to him, too. Why don't you shut up? You're a quitter like your old boy. All right? I'll tell you what, I like this hat. Get him out of here. Hit the road. This is my interview. Hit the road.
Take it easy with the man. Take it easy.
Take it upstairs, huh? What's the matter with you? Hey, people, here's a Billy Jack souvenir. I don't need this headband, so here's the fans can have it.
That's his father. It belongs to his father.
I'll keep this hat because I look real good in it. Hey, boys, let's see one more round for old no-eyed Carl Stiles. Hey, boys, see how they run. See how they run. How about that Stiles? How about a Stiles? 3 blind mice. See how they run.
Hey, I'm getting out of here. Grappler's going over the railing into the crowd. Billy Jack Haynes is in the crow's nest right now. He's taking as much as he possibly can from the grappler, and I'm glad to see this. Where's the grappler? The grappler's clear out in the ring. Now he's got the microphone in the ring.
You listen up, boy. Listen up. If you want any part of me, you gotta be as blind as your old blind daddy.
All right. That's it. You don't insult Billy Jack's father. The grappler had better get out of there. Billy Jack is heading for the ring. The grappler's getting out of the ring. The grappler's heading out into the crowd, and Billy's right behind him. Holy mackerel, we got a race going on out there. The grappler, I can't even see him now. He's up into the stands. No, he's behind the stands. He's racing through the crowd. People are getting out of the way. Get out of his way. Get out of his way. Billy Jack Haynes is right behind him. Where in the people are trying to grab the grappler. He's going up to the concession stand, and now he's heading back here towards the crow's nest, and Billy Jack is knocked down the guardrail, and now he's got him. Billy Jack has tackled the grappler in the crow's nest, and you can see what's going on right now. I'm going to get back out of here. Holy mackerel, Billy Jack Haynes going crazy, grabs a chair, and wow, he missed. Billy tore up the Rose Garden sign. The grappler has taken out of here. No, the grappler, in fact, he's clear outside. I think the grappler ran out the back way, and now Georgia Joey Jackson and C.W. Bergstrom have got Billy Jack Haynes. Billy Jack.
Okay. Let me alone. Maybe Piper's right. Listen to me. I got Oregon blood flowing through these veins. Saw my dad's blind. Never again. Charles. I don't care what counts, grappler.
Roddy Piper's up here.
I don't care. That's the Billy Jack I know. You're gonna take that, or you're gonna take that. No, I'm not gonna take it. Then let's go kick the bucket.
I mean, damn.
Well, you're lucky.
Once you get away from the security, you're on your own, brother.
Yeah. Well, Piper had some bad when he was a heel.
Yeah.
He's been stabbed and shot.
Yeah.
I mean, fans can get mean.
One time in New Orleans, brother, I was wrestling Junkyard Dog, right? That's when he was really like he was a big thing in Mid-South, and he'd come to the ring. Before the Saints or anybody ever done that, he'd go, who they say they're going to beat that dog? Who that? Who that? He'd be bringing that chain, right? They play that music. So I'm standing in the ring, and it's packed house, right, New Orleans, and I go, they always had good crowd there, and I go, and in New Orleans, it was a rough town, and everybody knew it, but they had real police officers. They didn't have just security guys they hired, because, they had to handle the crowd, because they were rough there, So they would walk you to the ring, and make sure nobody tried to do nothing. So I was standing in the ring, I'm waiting, here comes Dog, they're playing this music, and I tell the referee, Jack Howell, I remember I said, Jack, slide out and tell Dog when he comes to the ropes, I'm going to jump him and grab that chain and start this out right and start choking the hell out of him. He goes, okay. So I see it, he went and told Dog, and see Dog come by and he would give me a wink. I knew he had it, right? So when he rolled up on the apron, I jumped him, and I was beating the hell out of him, choking him with that chain. And I looked up, and the crowd was all diving under their seats and like up in the balcony and everywhere. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? I thought somebody, usually when you see that, it's like a fist fight broke out in the crowd. So you might as well just stop and get a hole, because nobody's paying attention to what's going on in the ring. They're watching the fist fight. So right. I threw the chain down. I got Dog, put him in a reverse chin lock. So just hold on until they settle down. And so when the crowd I see them all going back in their seats, and I called a high spot. And we went in this, went on. We had a pretty good match. So after the match, I got to the back, and the police officer, one of them come to me and said, hey, you need to go thank, I forget his name, officer somebody. I said, why? He said, he just saved your life, boy. I said, what are you talking about? I said, go ask him. So what happened when I jumped Dog? I didn't know why the people were all diving on the chairs. He said, usually I go on to the back after I walk into the ring. And he said, but I wanted to see how this started. And I stood there, thank God. He said, as soon as you jumped Dog, that guy had like one of those Lone Rider coats. He opened up and had a 357 Magnum. And he said, I seen it. And me and my buddy grabbed him and took him down. That's why they were all diving. They're afraid they were going to get shot.
Oh.
And he said he was 10 feet. He was 10 feet from you. You'd have been deader in hell if he shot you. I said, no kidding. I said, thank you so much. But yeah, that's the way the fans would get back then. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to, back in 1979, I used to work the Medford Armory.
Yeah.
And there was a family that showed up one night, and it was a tag team match. I think it was Piper, and I forgot who his partner was. It could have been Brooks.
Yeah, killer.
And one night, it's been so long ago, my memory's fading a little bit.
Yeah.
But an old gentleman sitting in the front row, which he should have never done, is he went up and he grabbed Roddy's foot.
Yeah.
And he thought he was being jumped by a wrestler or something.
Yes, yes.
And so he mule kicked the old guy.
Sure.
And the guy went back in his chair, and the whole family were all pissed off.
Uh-oh.
I tell you, that was the first time I ever seen him break character, because he came out afterwards. And you rarely ever see that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a heel.
Right.
He came out and apologized. He said, "I'm sorry. We're in a wrestling ring. You should never interfere.
Right.
You
Right.
should stay in your seat and enjoy the matches." And they still weren't happy. They said, and I remember as Roddy was going, I don't think Roddy heard it, but when he went back to the locker room, one of the guys in the family says, "Yeah, next time we come back, we'll have a shotgun." I don't know how serious he was, but I'm going,
I hear you.
dude, it's wrestling, man. Leave it to the
No
boys in the ring. I mean, that's why they put up barricades now. Now
Yeah,
they got
but I've seen them climb those barricades and everything else. So, yeah.
oh,
I tell you what, it's really rough. We used to go down when I worked in the Southwest Championship Wrestling for the Blanchards. We go down, they run Harlingen, Texas, right by the Mexican border. I mean, you can go across a bridge and you're in Mexico. The security, there was non-existent security. And I'd be on the way to the ring and they have knives out. I'm like, hey, check what they got. I'm going to the ring with a chair to protect myself. And the match ain't even started yet. And it was crazy sometimes. Yeah.
That is crazy. Now, I do notice, I know we're jumping around a lot, and got great stories. This is going to be great, because I originally was going to start just doing a documentary. I did one several years ago with Dutch Savage, and I interviewed him, and I interviewed Sandy Barr not too long before he died. And I love doing it. Now I've got several thousand views, which I think it was over 100,000 views now. Of course, it's been up there for a few years now.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it so much. I met Dutch and his wife Willa. I don't know, was he gone when you came to the Northwest?
He sometimes he would come and commentate with Don Coss.
Okay,
but he wasn't there very often. I met him though, I remember saying hi to him 2 or 3 times, but he'd come and do commentary some, and that's about it. But he wasn't really involved much when I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, he was getting tired of it. He saw what was coming with WWE and all that stuff. And he sat down and he says, I can't. Of course, he became a Christian too. And so he just didn't, the Owens, they weren't outstanding citizens.
No, they weren't. No.
And so Dutch let him know. He says, I can't work for you anymore. I mean, I know I'm your partner, but Barry's coming up in the, he wants to get involved, which wait a minute. Seemed to me, I may be wrong. I'm going off on a rabbit trail here, but it seems like Barry wasn't as into the business as his dad and his uncle.
He wasn't. No, you're correct, because Barry, he didn't really have no passion for it at all.
Right.
He just did it trying to help his dad. He really didn't care. He had no passion for it at all. Yeah. I mean, if it's up to him, Don would have shut down way before he did.
Right. Yeah. So then
we just did that show we did in Portland a few months ago, the expo.
Yeah, the expo, right.
Yeah, and I told the guy to run it, and I helped him out with some talent and stuff to get him there. But I said, you should get Barry Owens, man. Barry, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I said, dang, Barry. He didn't want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few other people. I heard Al Madril doesn't want to.
No, let me tell you about Al. I don't understand because I like Al. We always got along good and funnier than heck, you know.
Yes.
We had a lot of good times. And after we were done there, you know, and I was somewhere, I was still, you know, in Portland, living there, running the pit stop. Me and Piper on the transmission shop. And some guy called me and says, "Hey, Lenny, can you get a hold of Al?" He said, "I got a show coming up and I'd like him to do like the Fiesta Garden." He said, "I'll give him $500 just to come do one on my wrestling show." And I said, "What's your $500? I'm talking, that wasn't bad money back then, right?"
Right.
So I said, "Okay, I'll see if I can get a hold of him." I called Al, and Al goes, "Hey," and he said, "This is so-and-so, his real name." He goes, "Al Madril is dead, so never call me no more." Click, and hung up on me. I went,
Wow.
"What the hell?" I said, "Okay, fine." And so he hung up, so we didn't have no conversation, but I couldn't believe he's that hates wrestling or that bad. I don't know why. It was good to him, you know, his
Yeah,
whole
it
life.
was. He seemed like, because he was there for a long time.
Yeah, he
Went
was.
back. I think he wrestled in Texas a lot too. Didn't he go back
Yeah,
and
in
forth
Texas
like
a
you?
lot. Yeah, he did. Then he come back there, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, he was good friends with Dutch too, because he was back in the 70s too.
Yes,
He
yes.
goes way back, and yeah, it's a shame that he didn't show up. Another one that I'm trying to track down is Frank Dusek. I don't know if you remember Frank.
I've seen him on Facebook a few times, but I knew Frank. I mean, when I was in Louisiana, when they had me and Scott Irwin, remember Scott Irwin, Super Destroyer? They had us tagging up, and Dusek managed us a little bit, but then like they pulled me off because they would rather me do the talking and him manage someone else. So but he managed us for a while. But yeah, I knew Frank for a long time, but I haven't heard from him or talked to him recently, you know, not at all, you know. But I seen him putting some stuff on old matches, old pictures on Facebook, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I've
He
never been in
accepted my
contact with
friend. Yeah, he accepted my friend.
him. Yeah.
And but yet I've been reaching out to him, and
Huh.
you know, some of these people are like Homer Simpson going back into the hedge.
No, yeah, you're right. I don't know, man. That thing freaked me out with Al because I always liked Al. We always got along. I just didn't understand why he had such sour grapes about wrestling, you know?
Maybe he just put
Crazy.
up a good front when he was there.
Maybe so.
And then when
Yeah.
he got away from it, he goes, "That's it. That's it.
I don't want
nothing
nothing to do with that. Yeah.
You know, we couldn't get Billy Jack because of his problems.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then we lost Ed Wiskowski last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
And
Yeah, that was,
and then,
I
of
like
course,
it too.
and Don Cause. That's why
Yeah.
I didn't know why he didn't show up. And then we found out why.
Yeah.
He passed away, just a few days before the expo.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty sad. I didn't care much for Cause because I was a Frank Bonimus fan.
Well, no, you know what? That's all I ever heard was Bono was so great. You know, a lot of the guys like, you know, Cuban Assassin and a Top Gun, you know, and those guys,
Right.
they were there, and I said, well, he was got, but see, he was gone when I came in, so all I knew was Don Coss.
Right.
So you know, but me and Don was always one hell of a guy, nice to me. You know, he was always a stand-up good guy. You know, I didn't know Frank Bonham.
Yeah, I think when Don first started with Dutch, he really wasn't a really wrestling announcer.
Right.
Didn't they just pull him off of I forgot what he was doing before that.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. I don't know the history on that because he was already there when I came in.
Right. And then he eventually, I think when they gave him the solo, when they thought, okay, Stan, I don't know what happened to Stan Stasiak.
Yeah.
He left. And then it was just Don. And then of course he had Scotty the Body too.
Yeah, Scotty. Yeah, Scotty was something. I was hoping he'd be at that expo.
That's another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was talking about running another one. He said, I'm definitely going to get Scotty.
Yes. And I would like to interview these guys, but I have a hard time getting a hold of them. If you got connections, it would be great, you know. Fidel would be
I
good.
haven't talked to Scotty in a while. I don't even know if I got a correct phone number on him, but I'll see what I can do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And then
Yeah.
Fidel, Top Gun, I felt bad because he was really wanting me to buy his T-shirt, and I felt bad
Really?
because I bought Santana's T-shirt instead.
That's
And-
good. I've known Dave since I was 18 years old.
Really?
You know, when I went from Louisiana, like I said, I was only 17 when I broke in Amarillo. Then I went to Louisiana. Then I think I was still 18 when I went to Florida, and I met him in the gym. He was working out with Rocky Johnson, you know,
Mm.
and he was trying to get. He was working outlaw at that time, trying to get into business, you know. But we've known each other forever. Yeah, if you ever want him on there, let me know. I can get in contact with him.
If you
Yeah.
can do that, it would be great. And I'll even order a T-shirt from him. I like it because it has kind of like the tuxedo front.
Right.
And I thought, and a friend of mine, he bought one. He says, well, the next time he gets to go to a wedding or something, he's going to wear that instead of renting a tuxedo.
There you go. Yeah.
But gosh, there's just so many directions. I've got so much footage of you. I tell you, you were quite a terror. You had quite a bit of feuds. Billy Jack. I never seen you wrestle Piper though. Did you guys?
Well, we did a thing. Remember when Piper come in? That's when we were running the TV together. Okay.
Right.
Well, how that happened was Don Owens. I did a big extravaganza, Frank Bonema extravaganza, right? And built it up. I put all this thing on the card, and so because here's what happened. I came in. I'm booking. I've been booking about 6 or 7 months, and Don Owen goes, every time I go in to get paid, he would go, oh, here's that Texan, the redneck Texan. Everybody says Bob Geigel and Race. Everybody told me he's a great booker. How come you can't sell out the sports arena if you're such a great booker? Every time in the little room where we get paid, he would say that in front of the guys and start on me. I said, Don, don't start it, man. I said, we're doing some good houses. Yeah, we're doing good, but what about, how come you can't sell it out? Well, he never sold it out. I go, so finally I had enough of that. And I got up and I said, hey, Don, I tell you what, you give me 6 weeks and on TV and let me do what I want to, whatever angles I want to, and your son Barry can't stop it or cut it off, or you can't. Give me 6 weeks. If I don't sell out the sports arena, you keep my payoff, and I'll fly home back to Texas where I belong. He jumped up and shook my hand in front of everybody. And I said, okay. Then I was thinking to myself, man, I might have bit off more than I can chew here. so okay, he gave me 6 weeks. I did the angles and everything. Thank God. It sold out and turned away 600 people.
Wow.
And so I've never seen a promoter be more pissed off than Don Owens on a sellout than anybody ever said. He was mad because he lost.
He lost.
And I said, hey, and boy, I couldn't wait to get over to the room. We got paid. I rubbed it in big time. So when we got ready to get paid, everybody gets paid. And everybody was getting extra money. We sold out Eugene that weekend, sold out Portland. Right? So when he paid me, he gave me the same guarantee, $800, what I got every week. I said, Don, you owe me another $1,000, brother. I said, I sold this place out. I was in a cage match, got juiced, did the whole thing, right?
Right.
He goes, that's your payoff. You can take it or kiss my ass. I said, really? Okay, Don, that's the way you feel? He goes, yeah. I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get my money back one way or the other. And so it was like about a month went by, and then the Japanese promoters come in, and Fujinami came in. Remember I wrestled Fujinami? And he won the Northwest Heavyweight title from me in Portland. And then I flew back to Japan, beat him over the airport, and came back, right? Well, I was over there about 2 or 3 weeks. So Don forgot. He paid back then we didn't have cell phones. We had landlines.
Right.
So I got $800 a week guarantee, plus he paid my phone bill. Well, I called collect from Japan, Tokyo, to my wife every day, like 3 times a day on Don's bill. Brother, when I got back, he called me and said, you asshole, meet me at so-and-so restaurant. And this is on like a Tuesday, dude, not even close to Saturday. I said, what? He goes, you be there. I said, okay. So I went to the restaurant. When I walk in the door, there's Barry and him and Piper sitting at the table. And I know I'm fired as soon as I seen Piper sitting there, right? Yeah. So He's holding the bill as I walk through, he's shaking the phone bill like that at me. You think you're smart ass? You think this is funny, huh? I said, I told Joe, man, I get my money back, didn't I? He goes, okay, so I'll tell you one thing. You did one thing, you got your money back, and you lost your job because your ass is fired. And I go, well, okay. I got up to leave. He goes, no, sit down, sit down. I'll still buy you something to eat. So I said, Piper said, sit down. He says, you know who's taking your place? I said, let me guess, Roddy Piper. He said, yeah, Roddy Piper. He said, Roddy's better looking than you. He can wrestle better than you. He can out-talk you. And I said, Don, do you think I want to sit there and listen to this bull crap? I started to get up. Roddy goes, time out. Time out, because we're arguing, me and Don, right? Time out. Everybody stop. He said, Don, Don, listen, I'll set the job to run your place and run your TV because I love to do that for you. I want to help you. But I got a contract with Vince. I got movie things going on. I got commercials. I got all kinds of stuff happening. I got a lot of irons in the fire, so I'm going to need an assistant. He said, an assistant? He said, yeah, and I'd like to hire Lenny as my assistant. So Piper hired me at the same bill. I got the same guarantee, $800 a week.
That is
Don
awesome.
just shook his head. He couldn't believe it. He goes, you guys better draw some money, you assholes. So that's how me and Piper got into it. But we were running the TV, and we didn't wrestle. That's when the wrestling commission came in all strong, remember?
Okay, yeah.
So Piper, we did things where we'd have a workout after the TV was supposed to be over and stuff like that. We didn't call it a regular, it wasn't a legitimate match. This is just a workout, folks. But it's going to be after, not the main event, but after the main event. So don't go nowhere. That kind of stuff. So, people come by that. So we tried to con the commission so Roddy could wrestle each other. But I didn't wrestle him much. We did things, we did a lot of interviews,
Right.
worked angles, and did stuff like that. But we were mainly working on trying to make the place draw in the back, to run the TV,
Were there times where you were mistaken for the assassin?
For the assassin?
Yeah.
No.
You weren't? Oh, okay.
No.
It seems like you wrestled with a tag team called the Assassins or something.
No, we wrestled.
The guy
as the
looked like a
Grapplers.
lot like you.
Yeah, we wrestled as the Grapplers, me and Tony Anthony, and that's about Tony Anthony, and I never did not the assassin. But you talking about Jody Hamilton?
Yeah, Jody.
I wish I was tough as Jody Hamilton. Jody was a hell of a guy. I got along with Jody, but he was a rough guy. He was a rough one,
Right.
You don't want to mess with him.
Right. And I'm trying to find that picture. I've got a black and white. I've been doing my research. Thanks to I got a shout out to Mike Rogers for his books.
Wow, yeah, he's got
all these books, and that's how come they come up with a lot of these questions. But
right.
There was one time when you had a bloody cage match where your mask.
Yeah, that was when I worked for Frank Culbertson.